Greetings. Welcome to the fourth record of Lvsitania, una perspectiva del siglo XXI. Indeed, I am Iastvs Lvsitanvs, editor of Lvsitania, and in this case we are going to talk after the three former videos in which we were talking about the different characteristics of Roman culture in several levels and their personality. After this short trilogy, we're going to talk about our own history, the history of Lvsitania, the history of our project. So, if we talk about our first issue, we need to talk about January of 2012, so 2 years ago. As you can see, the presentation appears in three languages, three modern languages. Bienvenidos a nuestra historia in Spanish, bem-vindos a nossa historia in Portuguese, and welcome to history in English. Why these three modern languages? Because, as you know, the ancient territory of Lvsitania, the Roman province of Lvsitania, nowadays is constituted by the most part of the modern country of Portugal and a considerable area of western Spain. And why English? English because English is the lingua franca of the 21st century. So these three languages are used in our editions, and we are going to give them a proper use in order to broadcast our project. In our first edition, the first issue, we tried to set the pattern for future editions. That's why we needed to talk about the purpose of the project in itself and why this project, why Lvsitania. We needed to talk about Lvsitania as the Roman province in itself, and we talked about a brief history of Lvsitania, also about its capital with the article Augusta Merida in the 21st century. We talked also about archaeology and about the integration of the first century public baths in the urban style of a modern city such as Merida. We talked about Latin, about a journey in Roman baths next to Merida, about the historical accurate novel, and finally about souvenirs and much more things to enjoy in Merida. And so, as we said before, was the general pattern for next editions. But the second edition of Lvsitania was different. It was a special edition. We're going to show it. It was called Water and Rum Special Issue. Why a special issue? Because this article was sent by specialists in this subject. In this second edition, we focused in the importance that Roman civilization gave to water and its supply for population. And also, we were considering the skills, the ability of Roman engineers. It's interesting, and that's why we considered it this second edition as a special issue. Is technical or very high level. It is recommendable for engineers. Let's talk about the third edition of Lvsitania. It was talking about the historical reenactment and more. The photograph speaks by itself. The creation. And what was considered in this third edition? Well, of course, we're not going to repeat the same patterns, the same sections we were talking in the first edition. The pattern is the same, but we also talked about, logically, about the historical reenactment in nowadays Merida. We were talking about Quintus Caecilius Metellus Pius, a general in Lvsitania, and we created a new section called Photos Gallery, by courtesy of our readers. So our readers can send us their favorite photographs about Roman culture in their journeys to different archaeological areas in nowadays world, and we obviously select the best of them, or what we consider most representative, and we include it in this section. We're going to talk about now Lusitania 4. It was issued in April 2013, and as you can see, the title is Art and History Quid Pro Quo, or in other words, the correspondence and cooperation between drawing as a discipline and archaeology, also sent by a specialist. We were talking about the vestiges of an emperor and an usurper in a Roman villa in Lusitania, and this was the first time in which we were talking about Roman cookery. Interesting too. We're going to talk now about Lusitania 5, presented in February of this year, 2014. Lusitania Past and Present. Lusitania Past and Present, presented in www.lusitania.ws, is talking about the Roman law today. And so we see the influence of Roman civilization in modern times. It is talking about Augusta Merita Circus, about the 3rd century, a very interesting century, about its military anarchy and Emperor Decius, also about Roman leather craftsmanship. Recommend this article too. And finally, as the Roman army, but as an army not only of soldiers, but as an army of builders too. In our final words, we insist in recommending our website www.lusitania.es. And when we get this website, we can see just a few words. First, the menu is only available in Spanish, but if you look down in the inferior area of the menu down, you can see a word. It's not difficult. It's the Spanish word called ediciones. Ediciones. And when we click in ediciones, we find a new menu, and in this new menu we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Roman numbers. We see the 5 editions of Lusitania. So we can click and download all of them, or what we want to study or see in that moment. So we recommend you decidedly your participation in our project. We are so pleased to receive your visits in our videos, and also your visits in our website. It's a pleasure for us to communicate our knowledge and ideas about Lusitania, and just say greetings from Lusitania, provincia urbana, Iastvs Lvsitanvs, y data of Lusitania, una perspectiva del siglo XXI. Thank you.